Okay, in this third video, we're going to look at creating pages. So the first page you want to look at is the front page. So before we get there, we want to just go back to our profile. And if you haven't done so, you want to actually start to fill in some of this information here. So for instance, you want to add your address, you could put in town. So once you've done that, you want to save that on your profile so that it's processed. And then if you look and click on your picture here, you'll get your front page, which is at this point pretty empty. But you'll notice here on the side it says edit this page. So this opens up your editor, and what you'll see here is the type of things that you can add. These are blocks, and each of these has different sets of information. Some they've already given to you that you can use, and as you add these blocks you can link to resources you have. So these are things you've uploaded, so any of the files you uploaded, images for instance. We could, if you wanted to, add down here a gallery. If you remember, we did one here with these images inside here where we had those archived ones. So if I went inside the images folder, inside this post images, I can click on the archive, and here I could have site images for instance, and it will display archive and go select. We can then actually say how we want it displayed, for instance like a slideshow, and then what happens is that you get a gallery. So down here is a gallery that as you click on the arrows here, it advances through that gallery. Once you've done that, you can say done. Or you can add any one of these other entries, so your own personal generally, a general one. These often like a text box is a useful thing you can add. If I add that, I can then type in there useful information and expand that, and it becomes a block. I can also edit these things, so about me. If I fill those things in here, that becomes the introduction for any audience to read. I can also decide what fields show on the front page, and as I click on those, they start to fill up. This is where when I can start to build my opening page. So that's one important page, and obviously any of this information you have from your resume you can add. So you can have the entire resume, or if I click on this one, whatever I've done in that resume, I can actually bring an add. So until there's any artifacts shown, then and if you look down to the final one here, you can do external content. So if you've got things, for instance, if you have like a Prezi, I could drag that in there, and it gives me options here of what I could use to upload. So for instance, if I have a Prezi, I can click on Prezi, it logs into the Prezi, and if you have your account logged, so once you're logged in, you can click on like the presentation we have going on today, and all I need to do is click on the share part here, and so that will give me its email. If I go copy, when I return back in here, I just paste in that code and then go save. It will process it and then add that link, that Prezi, at the bottom here. So then I've got my opening page starting to develop. And if I want to see what it looks like, I just click on display and it starts to show me the page that I'm creating, as you can see there. Then I go back to edit page to change it. I can edit the layout, so if I don't want it to have, as I've got here, I might say 3 columns. I just simply go click on 3 columns and save, and now you can see I've added a second column. When you do that, obviously you have to change around the formation. So for instance, for my Prezi here, I have to click on it and I have to reduce the width so it'll fit in better inside my page just by changing those settings, and then it gets smaller. And the same thing over here with the image gallery. Once it's got in, I want to get it smaller, so I just change the width like that, and it will readjust and realign. So that's how you can start developing your front page. And again, I go back to display, I can start seeing how it starts to turn out. So that's the first page you want to look at.